All right, Sam, man, this was quite unbelievable, embarrassing. I mean, Gavin really at least like channeled his, inner jank.
Inner
I mean,
jank.
it was
Yes, yes.
unbelievable. And
Uh,
Aaron, on the other hand, like, but actually, after the video, that's where I got there. After the interview, there are two very insightful moments. Um, I'll sh- uh, um, I'll tell you. I'll show you later after we talk about it.
insightful for us or for
For
the
understanding this,
people.
what happened in front of us.
uh,
I'm
it
thinking of
was.
hiring some people to like carry out some kind of investigation on what happened exactly here.
First of all, Camille, from now on, I would like you to address me as a media critic in your, like, whenever you do our show, you introduce me as equal to Aaron Maté and Glenn Greenwald. I have no insecurity about that. I have no insecurity about it. But please, from now on, say that at the beginning of the show that we are media critics equal to Aaron Maté and Glenn Greenwald,
As good
just
as a
like them,
journalist.
as we are just doing the same. It's the same, man. There is nothing wrong with this. It's the same. What is it's the same. Wow, the level of insecurity. And I mean, I'm doing a lot of Freudian analysis here, but then besides the insecurity, I noticed a lot of Daddy Aaron, why do you hang out with, it's the same with Jenk, why do you
Yeah,
hang out with
exactly.
Jimmy? Why do you hang out with Jackson? Why do you
Yeah.
hang out with the, this, right? Oh, you hang out with, I felt a lot of like Daddy Aaron abandoned us for like a cooler kid or something, like dad has a new kid with a
Man.
new wife and
Unbelievable. I mean, especially Gavin, I felt like Zach, on the other hand, um, he was actually much more, every now and then he would speak in a way that was also uncharacteristic for him, like being like, come on, man, come on. But it reminded me like
the
when you're
laughing.
like with your friend, yeah, and he laughed, not as much like Gavin, but it's as if
No,
like
no.
you're out with your friend and your friend gets into a fight with someone, and then like you kind of have to also step in and
Yeah,
intervene,
I
but you
know,
don't
right?
want to like, and it's like they're not fighting yet, it's just arguing back and forth for a long time, so every now and then you're also like, yeah, man, blah blah, and then you're like, this is and then again
Yeah, I
you
know,
realize,
right?
okay, I need to say something, okay, okay, all right, let me intervene.
I
Oh,
complete.
I'm
It's
dead.
yeah, it's literally like, yeah, I know he's an asshole, but he's our asshole, so I have to take his side. So
But it's so
yeah, I know
weird.
what you
Like
mean.
the Gavin guy, what you didn't used
No,
to talk this much, but now it's like a few interviews where I see where he thinks like, to be
he
like,
has
to
to own the
critique, you
thing.
have to like
Yeah,
own, be rude, and like, ask the same thing over and over again. And if you let something go, and that's actually how the whole thing started over that clip. And
yeah.
I,
That's
even before they
by the way,
said what
that's a
it is, and
substance.
yeah, that's just a, and I mean the funny, and yeah, and in a
Well,
way it
but
speaks a lot
but
about how they understand audiences, I realized, because in this video they kept on making it seem like if you don't spell out everything, like the people watching your video are so stupid that they're never gonna like understand anything, as if like they don't get
yeah,
things.
I know. But it's not about the audience really. It's about like personal insecurity and shit. I think because I
Yeah.
don't think like again like again the Vanguard guys, they're very young, so they're older than Jackson, so I shouldn't feel that bad. But they are very idealist. They keep saying like yeah, well, you are empowering platforming. It's just their children. They don't understand.
But
Like
what are they
they think like
insecure about, man? They have a
no,
decent
they wanna
sized
they
podcast. They're young. I don't know who they're trying to prove
oh
themselves to. I don't know.
them they want to think they want to they need to do something like they want to become like Glenn Greenwald doing something that is genuinely or Julian Assange that is genuinely like you know threatening to but first it's
I
not
mean,
part
they're
I
one of
mean
a
the secret
kind. That's why you know their names. There are so few of them. A, but and
one
B. I
of
mean, it's
in what
just.
sense
I mean, there's one Julian Assange, one Glenn Greenwald. They're like
those
the top of
all
the
right.
top in what they do.
Yeah, first of all, not that many people have opportunities to challenge the state in that regard because of the material conditions. And second of all, most people choose not to. So, it's just like there's this moral, I feel like there's a bit of a self-flagellation because they keep, because I would agree with you completely, Gavin's with Bree, he does the same kind of repeats the same question like 6 times, but much more polite with Bree, I would say, than Aaron. Much
Yeah, it
more
was so
polite.
weird.
And
I mean,
Bree, and it's interesting because Bree was, as they say, the Vanguard Boys say, was like cozying up to Marjorie Taylor Greene, but Aaron was, as they say, cozying up to Jackson Hinkle. I would think one is Congress person, one is just a media
this
person. So
cozying
it's,
up, this cozying up thing is so funny. Like anything that
you'll
you
get
say that somebody else, you're cozy. I mean, they just like they repeat like 4 or 5 like buzzword arguments over and over.
over and over and over. Let's go through the, I guess, subs, because we assumed everybody watched this, but the main things is they disagree about Aaron Maté having Clonal McGregor on and not pushing back enough, in their opinion. And then they disagree about the, like, how you should talk about Jackson Hinkle and Aaron Maté's, I guess, behavior. It becomes like but the Clonal McGregor, what was it? Yeah, it's a very,
It's the clip is right here. I mean, I can play it very,
play a bit.
I mean, it's
play
so
from minutes, but sorry, go ahead.
It's really funny because that clip, I remember where I heard it, I was like, what is this guy saying? And then I remember Aaron pushing back, and then I remember the way Aaron let him go. He was like, yeah, fine. It's like, like everybody understands, like, okay, this guy doesn't want to talk about this. There is absolutely no value in asking him again. If you asked him that question one more time, he would have like hung up and left. You know what I mean? And there's, of course, there's so many other things you can learn and understand from someone like him, even if you don't agree with everything, which is really what the Vanguard guys don't seem to understand. But
and again, you have, I think they really they have mixed interviews with like chilling out with Wash and
exactly, that's an insanely good
humanist
point.
Report. They've mixed, no, seriously,
that's
because
an extremely
they're like,
good point.
yeah, why didn't you do that, blah blah. This is an interview, like a schedule to talk about Ukrainian conflict. This was not a schedule. Like, I'm sorry, but if somebody asks me shit about the Frankfurt School just off the cuff, which I've read like somewhat, I'll get so much shit wrong, because if you're doing a proper interview about a proper thing, like, you know what I mean? The topic is decided. We are not just going around in circles talking about every issue that comes up in the world.
And Douglas McGregor, he's the kind of guy, he came there to give an interview. So he came there to talk about what he wants to talk about, and that's it. He didn't come to join your podcast to also get Max Blumenthal's view.
You don't have to give him 30% of the shares or anything, but just because we showed up.
But I think you made a good point. Like this guy, he didn't came to like talk or be challenged by Aaron. If not, he'll be like, okay, I won't come. This
challenge and talk, I would say, but maybe on this topic, not on any topic. And then, as you see, that's the weird. I'm play the clip because it's the weird thing. He does push back more than he references, which is, I think, when you push back is the best thing to do. You reference, and some people, they never, like, they just say things as if it's accepted. So, in a way he references shit. So it's very weird beef to pick.
The topic was related. I think if Douglas McGregor, the topic was related. He made a comment. So if this was like a podcast or a discussion or something, you go like, sure. But this guy didn't. He wasn't even that. He comes on this show to like, he does the talking and that's it. Like, you can tell. And otherwise he'll just, he won't come.
I get that's the feeling I get. No. In the interview before the Russian invasion, I remember Aaron Maté pushed back. Do you remember when he said that invasion is likely to happen within?
I mean, he asked a follow-up question. Because I remember that. Because he was like, they're gonna attack in a month, and Aaron Maté is like, what, a month? And then he explained, and then they moved on. And anyway, here in this one, it's even more explicit because he's like, I don't want to talk about that. So
if they had an interview about Colonel McGregor's career, right? If that was the theme of the video, and then they
Good point.
and views, Colonel McGregor's career and views, and then he was talking about, I don't think American military commits war crimes. Then that's where you have to ask follow-up questions. I feel like here you just express your disagreement. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's it's not your friend's discussion, but play a bit. I
Very
think
good point.
just
Yeah, let's see where it is.
Definitions fall
There-
on things they'd rather not. Of course, we make those mistakes. Every military organization does.
mistakes.
But it is as ridiculous to assert that the Russians are deliberately murdering civilians as it was to assert when we were in Vietnam, or then subsequently involved in other wars in the Middle East, that we were deliberately murdering civilians. We were not.
All right. So before we get into the response that you did give, admittedly,
Pause.
on the push or on this,
Why did he even pause it here?
Because like he thinks this, what he says here destroys his credibility on here. And again, like as Aaron I think says, it's like I can understand somebody making that criticism, that this guy is such, he lives in such a fantasy view of military organizations that, but then again, I'm sorry, who do you think becomes a colonel or a general in a military? Do you think they're gonna choose some cynics like us or some lefty hippie like them? Like, no, they're gonna choose somebody who genuinely thinks military is good. Through the years, some of them become cynics, some of them remain truly. I don't know this guy, I don't care about this guy's company, apparently as a company, but I think when he says we, he doesn't mean every single fucking person. He means like, oh, we, as you know, as a general thing. So I don't think it was even like, I may have not even pushed back, because like I'm sure he says no, American military is different from the State Department. Henry Kissinger and his stooges in the State Department are bunch of like, you know, corrupt people, but the military men, they are actually, you know what I mean? That's
that's a very good point.
Like what, you gonna change his mind now about this?
And the other point,
he would say CIA, like the crimes in Vietnam, they were bad apples, or they were clandestine activity by deep state actors from, you know what I mean? It's not like, this is a nonsense argument. Anyway.
100%. And you should never like everything that someone says, you know, you don't believe it, or not everything completely ruins their credibility. And the people watching the gray zone, who do you think watches the gray zone? Of course, they're familiar with these things. So of course they can compartmentalize parts of things that
they are 17-year-old children about to turn to 18 and be able to vote. They see this and they become Republicans for
100%. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works. But
to me, when I heard that, you know, he's saying much like when we invaded Vietnam and then subsequently the Middle East, much like how we didn't intentionally kill civilians, the Russians aren't either. It's not a war that's ongoing. Destruction of
was essentially a call for genocide, deliberately kill. So they take issue with exactly what he says.
Yeah, we can play the rest of the clip for sure, and then I'll keep talking.
We didn't always tell the truth about it. In the sense, when we made mistakes, we tried to dress it up. But the truth is, we never set out to do those things. I don't see any evidence that they are doing it either. If they were, this would have been over 10 days ago.
Can you pause for a second?
I would take issue with the idea that we weren't setting out to deliberately kill civilians. I'm reminded of Henry Kissinger saying in Cambodia, anything that flies on anything that moves. I mean, that was essentially a call for genocide.
Aaron, you can fight that war with somebody else. I'm telling you that as a soldier in the United States.
Man, unreal the way the gap. And you know, imagine this, there's a full interview. This is just a 1-second clip, and Gavin made a huge deal out of this, thinking that, oh wow, he's pushing back on something, push back on all substance of the video, like this little thing. Unbelievable the way that he decided to act and the way they acted and everything here.
Oh yeah, we get to the fun part, but just on the substance of what I think people like Douglas McGregor think. He said we make mistake, we dress it up, right? Now, for example, Chapo Trap House guys do a great reading about Navy SEALs and Special Forces in US, but you can apply that to any country. That's, for example, in Iran, police force, you know, they actively at some point started recruiting from some of the most violent and thuggish people in the city, because people like, it's not war crimes are not a lot of war crimes. I think most of them is not like, you know, Kissinger was probably, you know, honest. Kissinger was the best one, really. I genuinely mean that in my when they're honest this much about it. But most of it is just, okay, we're gonna put a bunch of psychopaths in a squad, give them guns, and let them loose on a city, and then, you know, we tell them they shouldn't kill innocent civilians, and then, you know, they kill innocent. Is that a mistake? Is that a war crime? Is that, you know what I mean? A lot of things are planned with knowing the consequences of, like, collateral. Like, there's that great scene in The Boys where they're talking about the pills that they're making, The Boys, the TV show, the pills that make soldiers super soldiers for a while. And he says, what is the collateral damage? And he says, oh, the corporation head says, oh, we're going to keep it to hopefully minimum. He says, no, but what's the real likely collateral damage? He says 30%. Now, is that collateral damage? Is that war crime? Is that, you know what I mean? It's all in the eye of the beholder. So when somebody is fucking in the American military, you have to understand how their fucking frame of, anyway, it's just it's such a ridiculous argument to pick suddenly with someone that, what is a war crime? Or was the soldiers like criminal? It's just so stupid.
And Aaron Maté pushed back to a new, but I mean, just Gavin
with a reference.
Yeah.
With a specific quote from Henry fucking Kissinger.
Unbelievable, this part.
But now let's get to the interview stuff. Let's go to minute 15 if you can.
He's disqualified as being credible on the question of civilian casualties if he's whitewashing U.S. casualties out.
Go a bit back, because this part, I think Aaron tries to. This is the first time he tries to end the combative nature of the thing.
That completely tracks with what McGregor said. And so that's why, you know, based on, if you have all these other sources saying the same thing, and these are mainstream sources. And again, this is like McGregor, they come from the establishment. I think I'm not going to get into a long debate with him about that if there's other sources backing it up. What the one point that I hear from you that I think is arguable, and I'm not going to like knock you for it, is that he's disqualified as being credible on the question of civilian casualties if he's whitewashing U.S. casualties elsewhere. I mean, I don't agree with you in this context, but I understand why you have that point, and you have the right to not pay attention to what he says, as does any other great.
By the way, he says, I don't agree with you on this. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Am I right? Because later on, Gavin says, no, you agreed with me on this point. Now you're changing your word. Later on in the video, he says it. But as you see, I think he's been very reasonable that, okay, you don't agree, I pushed back enough, you think his credibility is undermined. What do you want me to do? Like, well, Aaron, I'm a bad Aaron. Like, what the fuck is the point of this continuing this, you know? And it continues for another 20 minutes, you know. Go to the minute 20. It's really funny, this part. Like, he's so smug. He's so smug. 20. Just a bit further.
What I'm saying is there are other sources who share the point of view that McGregor does when it comes to Russia's conduct inside Ukraine.
Right. I mean, and I agree that might be accurate. I'm not necessarily even pushing back on that. But if you're going to agree that this is an illegal and offensive war, then I do think it's a little bit, I don't know. I struggle with having on someone to downplay the civilian casualties of what you have just admitted is an unjust and illegal war without pushback, without really giving the perspective of a side of the country and its people that is like under invasion in this scenario. It just doesn't seem like real anti-war journalism to me to have on a retired colonel who participated in and profited off of war crimes and civilian casualties, continues to deny them, and then say, well, actually, you know, they're actually, you know, doing pretty good over there. They're not even that many people are dying. It's not intentional. Like, what do you want us to do? It's just collateral damage. Sorry.
Henry Kissinger, who is who's committed genocide, including in Cambodia, he said some sensible things about, Ukraine? Should we just ignore them because he has a genocidal record?
I think if I had Henry Kissinger on my show, I'd push back a lot harder than you did, Aaron. No offense.
Right. But the point is, this guy is not Henry Kissinger. My point, though, is that people who have
the smugness. If I had Henry Kissinger,
but he wasn't like
show,
that. What happened? Did he get so comfortable on YouTube that now he's all like?
I think Jesse Ventura may have fucked him up. Jesse, you hang out with one famous guy. It's kind of like, some people, they hang out with one famous guy. They really think like, I don't know.
Who
like
the hell is Jesse Ventura? That hasn't also done anything for their channel. Like, they're all right now. They are where they are because of that original useful idiots, Katie Halper and Matt Taibbi.
What you know about 9/11? What you know about 9/11? We have one. What was it? Plutocrats and redocrat and rediclats. Yeah. No, I like Jesse Ventura, but I don't know. You asked me what happened to them. I don't know. I just
what happened to him really? Because Zach is just reacting to it. I don't feel like
the poor Zach guy is being dragged.
And the cat doesn't even want to show its face. It's like no.
The cat's like, am I in this video? Oh shit! I need to, my Instagram followers are gonna drop. I don't know, man. They're ridiculous. I love how they talk to Mike fucking Figueroa from the Humanist Report with, Mike, what is your intellectual take on some douchebag who doesn't know shit from shit? And then with Aaron Maté, I don't know, man. It felt like personal animus.
For sure. But why? I mean, I'll say maybe why at the end of it.
I tell you why. Go to minute. Yeah, I go to minute 25, 22nd. That's why. I tell you why. I have two more after that.
What I'm saying is, I don't see myself as a YouTuber.
Oh my God.
The bulk of my work.
If this is the reason, it's pathetic.
This is the reason.
And it's journalism. I do the useful idiots, and we make fun of. I don't do clips about other people's shows.
You didn't make a useful idiot show this morning about mainstream media.
That is about by other people's shows.
So do you think you're less serious than mainstream media? Because Gavin and I don't think you're less serious than mainstream media. That's why we do a show that's flipped about you guys.
What I'm saying is, I don't see myself as a YouTuber.
Pause.
The book.
And Aaron, anyway, he talks about the issue. Credit to him of the people of what the Sunday morning shows covered.
People can go watch. I've been criticizing Useful Idiots.
Oh yeah, I'm not even a fan.
Especially because of Aaron's presence, because he doesn't make enough jokes. Matt Taibbi made more jokes. Aaron is actually very self-serious. So he's always like, oh, let's talk about the issues. And then it's like, oh, PCW again. Oh, come on. I don't want to talk about, So, that's one, that's a stylistic thing. But yeah, look, did you see that? Aaron, we watch you because we think you're serious. We don't watch mainstream media. Oh my God, Zach and Gavin think I'm a serious person. They watch me. It's not that they just, it's easier to watch this type of shit on your phone instead of watching cable. They actually respect. Oh my, thank you, Zach. I mean, their level of arrogance in these people's heads is just like, play a bit more.
Surprising.
Bulk of my work is writing, really, and it's journalism. I do the useful idiots, and we make fun of the mainstream media. What I meant is doing things about other people's shows.
So you were like, you do exactly
other lefty shows. Other lefty shows. I don't engage with that unless
Look at them laughing.
I understand. So I just think that's okay. Whatever. So you make content for YouTube. We make content for YouTube. One of the things that.
But like Aaron, all he's trying to say, the guy, is that I spend most of my time writing articles. That is what I do. Not that's better than you, not that you're good. Especially writing article based on what sources say. That's what I try to do. Yeah. Yes, I'm also on, I also do stuff on YouTube, but he's not even that much on YouTube because a lot of time he's a guest. On the Gray Zone, he has a show like twice a month, barely. And yeah, he's been doing the Useful Idiots as like a guest.
Again, I don't think he really wanted to like downplay.
No, not at all. But it's in their head. Everything's in your head, really. And for some reason, I don't even know why. Because doing a podcast and commentating is really cool. And typically, you need to know stuff to do it. I mean, I don't know. You don't have to. Like, we don't know much. I don't know much. I still do it, but yeah.
two things. One, being fair to them, maybe it's because they're young, and like we and Aaron are a bit older, and we grew up with the feeling that we can in our head clearly differentiate between like mainstream and YouTube and all that. For them, because like that's maybe how they got their news from a very young age. Maybe they can't, like that's why they are so like, maybe. Secondly, like we make fun of like, and I hope these idiots used to, I think, make fun of like mainstream media for being overly self-serious. And I don't know what they think they're doing, like in with their 26, 7. Oh, they lost like 500 after this interview. But yeah,
the comment section is
very
brutal.
Self-important. Oh, it was brutal. It was fun.
We have it. We can do a quick scroll.
Yeah, we will. But before that, now let's go to, I think I just wanted to play up the next conflict that plays up in there. Go to minute 32:09 or just a bit before that. Just 32, I guess.
Left, if you even want to call it that at this point, people like Jackson Hinkle, who Benjamin Norton was beefing with directly. Again, we can get your response in a second, Aaron. But
I think I should respond now because you just accused me of cozying up to.
No, it's good.
What did you call it? The populist what?
The populist right left.
I just wanted him saying cozying up.
That would be your previous or former colleague Ben Norton coming out and making some pretty spicy statements out here, kind of outline what he sees as a problem with this new, I guess, faction of the left, quote unquote, that you have kind of cozied up to recently. He says that there's a faction of people who claim.
Wait, what? What have I cozied up to?
This like populist right faction of the left, if you even want to call it that at this point. People like Jackson Hinkle, who Benjamin Norton was beefing with directly. Again, we can get your response in a second, Aaron. But
I think I should respond now because you just accused me of cozying up to. What did you call it? The populist what?
The populist right left.
Okay, and what do you mean by
the populist right? This is, by the way, this is not an academic category as far as I know.
This is comical.
What is your response to two guys who agree with each other online, basically? That is that that are your like within your vicinity, within your like. I mean, this is it was so ridiculous.
Bad.
Like, even if you think that, again, this is like, you don't have to do an academic course for this, but in sociology, in all these social sciences, they teach you that even if you want to, like, you put the question, you try to put the question in a non-biased manner. Like, these are the people that some have argued that you are very close to. Do you have any comment on that? These are the people that some have argued you are empowering. Do you have any comments on that? These are the people some have associated with you. No. You're cozying up to them. Cozying up, as in like Jackson Hinkle is on so powerful. Jimmy Dore and Aaron, please, Jimmy, please.
Jesus Christ, man.
So bad. And
do you think? Do you think TYT is giving them a call? Do you think they've asked? Do you think this could get the Vanguard on TYT?
I think they're aiming for
a
guest host spot or something.
But they fucked shit up before in the past.
Yeah, they don't understand. Cenk does not build back bridges.
No.
Well, just two examples of them getting very rude.
Yeah.
Go to minute 37, 2020.
Yeah, I think I know this one.
Like that.
Look, Ukraine proxy war bill. Do I recognize that she has nutty views on other things? Absolutely. And I make fun of those too. But praising people on the right when they're the only ones standing up to a suicidal proxy war.
Praising Putin like that.
Look, people have the right to praise Putin. No, they do.
So you don't think it's you admitted that the invasion of Ukraine is unjust and illegal. You think it's totally fine to platform people without questioning them?
That was it. I
say
just
that it's a base.
Unbelievable.
And then, sorry, just
Surreal.
for the worst one, go to minute 39.
Unbelievable.
I just wanted my evidence. This time I took notes, guys.
what Ben has to say in general. Do I think
you didn't see his comments about Jackson? You didn't see?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay, well, Jackson called him the skinny Vosh and did a video trying to attack him for their difference of opinion. If you want to talk about canceling, that's what Jackson did. Ben Norton responded. Here, let me pull it up specifically so you can see, because it's not just about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I know that that's easy to go off. Here we go. Ben Norton says, laughing at these infantile smears from a genocidal flag-waving chauvinist and grifter who constantly praises fascist U.S. politicians. That's his words, not mine. Henkel knows nothing about politics outside of the colonial U.S. borders he loves. He endorsed a fascist Colombian millionaire who praised Hitler. Goes on to talk a little bit about that and how, Jackson said that Gustavo Petro was not a leftist, but this literal, follower of Adolf Hitler, self-described, is. So I see issue with that. And again, if you're if you're gonna push back and attack and cancel people like Amy Goodman, I think
the fuck?
How the fuck Aaron did not hang up right there? Well done to this. I mean, man, he's not a funny guy, but he's so good under pressure. I must say, I would have lost it with these pieces.
Let's watch it again, but that was horrible.
Follower of Adolf Hitler, self-described, is. So I see issue with that. And again, if you're if you're gonna push back and attack and cancel people like Amy Goodman, I think it's fair for you to point out when people that you're in league with and have coddled, when they do messy things too.
Okay. First of all, I've never canceled Amy Goodman.
Unbelievable, surreal. But okay, I'll tell you why they behave this way. I think one reason. Sorry,
just one thing.
Oh, sorry,
just one thing. Behind the Zach's camera, the cat is going, Zach. God, this is bad for us. This is bad for both of us.
The cat left. It got so awkward.
The cat left, I swear. I see it's behind the camera going, cut the interview.
Look, here, like after here, it's like, fuck that. You can see my ass. They can still recognize me on TikTok.
It's potentially bad for my TikTok fun.
But man, this is not actually a big reason. This is a very micro reason. But in their heads, you can see why they had prepared this way. Because listen to what they say here when the interview finishes.
Oh, yeah.
Anticipated. Maybe you should have turned down the heat of
with dragging us before you came on. I don't care about that. Like, it's whatever. I was just making a joke when you got on. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. We appreciate you, man. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Oh,
they're in denial. Like, it's as if that part, like, they don't remember, because we're also going to watch what they say about it, like, in their next video. Part? But it's as if they're in denial of everything that happened. Look at the way they say bye to him, as if they were just like catching up. And
thanks.
I know, but if you watch a bit further, Zach goes that we expected.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna play that, but I also want to play the ending. Yeah.
And I didn't call you guys. I never called you guys state talking heads. I try to avoid calling people names unless they they.
Oh, I was making it. I don't care about that, bro. It was Twitter. Max was dragging us before you came on. I don't care about that. Like, it's whatever. I was just making a joke when you got on. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. We apurpreciate you, man. Have a good rest of your day.
After all that,
Thanks. So yeah, I thought that was a fun chat. Definitely got a little bit more heated than I anticipated. Maybe should have turned down the heat a bit. So sorry if I got over the top, but still, I thought that was an interesting debate.
Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, guys, I can't help but like Aaron. I think he's a really likable guy. So even though we disagree on this, he's a super professional, likable guy. And he was super polite to us. I expected him to come in wanting to rip our fucking head off. So he was super affable, super nice. We obviously disagreed, but fuck it.
That's it in their head. I don't know. I mean, they should have seen Aaron on other places. I mean, because he makes straightforward points on Twitter, he comes off like much harsher. But just because that's like the medium, like they've seen him in video formats, it's not like he's ever like acted that way. But then in the I'm gonna show you something this you haven't seen. But go ahead.
All right. No, for example, Cenk, even let's say I agree with like Medicare for all with him. With him, I would be more worried if I disagree with him on 5% of things. But there are 100%. People like Aaron, even if I disagree with, like, you know what I mean? Just the temperament.
As long as it's not OPCW.
Even that, I doubt Aaron. But, like, Aaron, shut the fuck up about the cylinder. I swear to God, if you mention the cylinder one more time.
Why is the cylinder tattooed on his arm or something?
It's such a weird. But they really, I mean, they're young. like Jackson Hinkle, I felt bad after
But I always say
said
that
bad words about him too.
I don't
They're
know.
adults though.
But listen,
I said Monica Lewinsky is an adult, so I don't know why am I being nice to these people.
I always give the age excuse. I'm like, oh, people are young in this. But when you regress, I don't give the age excuse because at one point you had this behavior under control. You had learned it, but now you're regressing. So
you had mastered the ability to push the button and the fish gets released, and now we are back to not pushing the button.
But Matt, I'm going to show you something. This reveals a lot about Gavin's mentality. Okay, I think this you haven't seen, so let me find it. Right here, listen to what he says. I'll let you know if you.
I saw this, but not like I was walking around cleaning shit up, not like properly. The end.
Okay, here, let's see what here.
Context. I understand the context. I'm not stupid.
I remember. Go a bit further, but yeah.
But it's not everything that he's factually wrong about, just to clarify.
Absolutely. And thank you, Mike. Really appreciate that. And thank you, Leto's Golden Path for the $5. Check out John Mearsheimer on YouTube, guys. Will really educate you on Ukraine. Excellent scholar with insights beyond the media propaganda. I mean, I don't really think I need education about what's going on in Russia, Ukraine. I appreciate the suggestion, but I know the context. I understand the context. I'm not stupid.
I don't think he was implying that. I think he was just giving a good resource. I wouldn't take it as like a dig.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I just, anyway, but thank.
Well, he has some kind of insecurity about like being like stupid and not serious or something. Well, like, take it easy. At least they made money from this, though. I mean, a bunch of people they made like $50 in super chats.
I know. No, oh my God. I talk about this in a second, the Iranian guy. But there is I mean, look, man, I think I did like international relations and I've read so many fucking.
But who says that? Books. I know it. I don't need to.
No, I don't need to be educated. Like that's like the first thing that you realize after reading like 2 books is that okay, I'm never gonna be educated enough for anything, right?
Like, the more you know, the less you know. Or
it's just I don't need to be educated. I mean,
and I don't think he realized who John Mearsheimer is, although the guy said excellent scholar. But I think as soon as he saw that, he started seeing red.
I've criticized realist theories, and I don't think their theories as a descriptive theory hold up at all. But John Mearsheimer is, with Stephen Walt, are the most foremost like people in their own field.
Yeah, and so the idea that you have nothing to learn from them is
learn from Mearsheimer is weird.
But I think after this he just like blacked out. I don't think he even heard the excellent scholar with inside part. I think he was just already fuming. I'm telling you, the resemblance to Cenk are surreal in this whole interview. I know, right? From him, like the look, the faces that he made, the way he couldn't get over a certain topic. And then, it's just unreal. And how red he got and angry.
Oh, man, the way that he would ask for... Okay, now, we both agree that this war is illegal? And Aaron's like, yeah, I think it's illegal. Okay, yes, good that we agree on that. Providing meta commentary like Cenk does. But go underneath, find there is a commentator who pays like 6 times, and his name is Nima. Oh,
here's one.
Nima Azar. It is clearly Iranian. Nima Azar, Nima P. Azar sounds like a very Iranian.
I mean, I don't know any non-Iranian Nimas.
Potentially, Azerbaijan, Pakistan could have similar, name.
But also with this spelling, it's not a double E, it's an I here.
Yeah, that's true. That's very Iranian, I think. Yeah. But man, this guy was the only guy, because nobody who's a supporter of Aaron is gonna give these motherfuckers money now, right? So he was the only guy. Iranians are the best. We are the only one. It's the only country that you see fights happening between 2 adults. The adults.
Oh. You froze.
Like $40.
Shit, you froze. Okay, pick up again the adult.
Sorry.
The adult.
The adult Iranians is the only country you see fight, build up, and then fight starts, and people start hitting themselves instead of hitting each other. And this was clearly that's online. Nemo was giving them like he gave them, I think, above like $1,000 just so he can shit on them in their face. I love you, Nemo. You're true Iranian. You're Iranian blood flow in your veins, like just losing $1,000 just so you can in front of someone go, ha ha ha, you got owned, didn't you?
Jesus, man, hilarious.
I love you,
man. But yeah, and these were the people who paid. Otherwise, the people who commented, like, Jesus Christ, man, it was bad. This was saddest moment, accuses, mock and act, pedantic, childish, weird. I mean, on and on and on and on. It's insane, giggling, interrupting.
But do you
this
remember
one was pretty bad.
Yeah,
he exactly very similar, extremely very similar. And then apparently, Gavin fucking tweeted this.
Me when I get ratioed. Jesus Christ.
I didn't imagine he wasn't. Yeah, I mean, like,
so he tweet anybody if they're just listening. No one is more. He tweeted.
But you remember
Plato's
also,
picture, no one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. By the way, I mean, if they had Plato on their show, did they ask him about his slaves in his house? Also, we have something to learn from an ancient fucking. I'm not even a big fan of Plato, but the idea that I don't have anything to learn from him is a fucking idiotic thing to say. Like, you know, it's
seriously, you're making some good points today.
No, even if I like make fun of Plato, I say he was a stupid, blah blah, as a joke. I have things to learn from him. I have things to learn from Hobbes. I have things to learn from even Adam Smith, Friedrich Hayek, even if they're like things that, oh, I shouldn't do that. But this, and then this is the guy who just 3 days ago made a video about how Ben Norton ratioed. Look, man, I don't give a shit about
that's so
likes,
true. Nino
popularity.
Turner, or no,
but their whole show is about this guy ratioed, that guy. This is popular left. This is popular leftist view. Popular. And then, when I get ratioed, I go with the guy who didn't believe in democracy, who believed in philosopher kings, who had his slaves, wasn't sure about the women either, to be honest, frankly, too much. You know, it's fucking hypocritical.
No, this was insanely bad. And then on top of all this, so today in their live show, it's like they're in denial. And I mean, they lost like a few percent of their subscribers.
No, they lost 300 at least. I remember.
And they have like 20. Yeah. So what is that? It's like 2% of their subscribers. I mean, they lost a lot. They lost like 2 months worth of work probably. getting
because they went from like 26 point something to this 27. It took them a long time. So it was all.
And then
it happened, man. It happened during the interview. I kept reloading the page and 27.2, 27.1, 26.
But man, and then this is them in their next show. They're in complete denial. They don't like address anything.
Convo guys, I thought it was a great conversation. Shout out to Aaron for coming on and having it with us. Nothing but love for the guy.
Conversation, sure.
And shout out to you, Big Cats.
Yeah, thank you so much for the kind words, Big Cat's Corner. Really appreciate that. $1.99. And I thought it was a really good interview as well. Definitely got spicy. I was telling Zach I maybe should have not had the second cup of coffee. But for the most part, I thought it was a really interesting discussion. And shout out to Aaron for stopping by. I really appreciate that. And thank you, Big Cat's Corner. Really appreciate the kind words. Glad that you enjoyed.
Man, absolute denial. Like, I guess the strategy here is to like, let's just ignore it and let move on.
Yeah. But from now on, whenever I go on one of those rants, please, Kamir, just describe them as a academic lecture given by Sam on a discussion. That was a discussion. It was you shouting at someone and like snickering at them. It was not a discussion.
I know, man. It's like honest, like, you like go out to dinner party with some people or something. You have like huge, insane argument at the table. After the next day, good dinner, huh? Everything went good.
Lovely. We should do it again. What? You just called my wife a whore. No.
Yeah, I said. Oh, yeah, Jim, that was hilarious. But they even disappointed me the next day when they came back. Unbelievable.
Key hives in Sham. Oh yeah, they are really pivoting hard today from anything YouTube too much. They're we politics, local American politics. We are
No, they wanted something safe. No Mickey and like hating on her.
Yeah, exactly. K hive is about Kamala Harris, Biden, student debt. I have something to say about the student debt today. Something not important. Something. I'm sorry. I just got ahead. The arrogance is really contagious. I'm getting arrogant, right? Yeah, it's just something that I really wanted to say. That's
okay, we'll get to it. You want to say it after this video?
Yeah, it's
when we come back.
It's related to the hill. Yeah, it's
okay, related to the hill.
So it's
okay. All right, brilliant. Okay, anything else to say about the Vanguard and this interview?
No, but please, guys, don't ever say you guys are funny. You guys are, I don't know, like good YouTubers. From now on, media critics, in line with Adorno, you know, that type of people. It's Adorno, and then we're next to him. Really, I mean, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but
listen, Glenn, you make videos, we make videos.
Yeah, we make videos.
You tweet, I tweet, you write, I write, you eat.
We make videos, Christopher Nolan makes videos. I feel like we are on the same level. No, I think so. Yeah. I think so.
All right.